Air Force pilot on why F-35 is so deadly. I can look through the airplane and see the ground below me. The aircraft's sensor technologies allow the platform to perform a much greater ISR function than previous aircraft can, giving it a drone-like ability to gather and disseminate surveillance information as part of this. The F-35 can also use a specially engineered data link to communicate in real time with other F-35s and other aircraft and fighter jets. The Air Force's new F-35A multi-role stealth joint strike fighter brings an unprecedented ability to destroy targets in the air, attack moving enemies on the ground and beam battlefield images across the force in real time, an Air Force pilot told Scout Warrior in a special interview. The stealth fighter makes it much easier for pilots to locate, track and destroy enemy targets across a wide range of combat circumstances, including attacks from farther ranges than existing fighters can operate, the F-35A pilot said. Speaking to Scout Warrior as part of a special Inside the Cockpit feature on the F-35A, Air Force Carl Todd Canterbury, a former F-35 pilot and instructor, said the new fighter brings a wide range of new technologies including advanced sensors, radar, weapons for attack and next-generation computers. Although he serves now as Chief Operations Division of the F-35 Integration Office at the Pentagon, Canterbury previously trained F-35 pilots at Eglin Air Force Base. Canterbury is uniquely positioned to know the F-35's margins of difference because he has spent thousands of hours flying legacy aircraft such as the service's F-15 and F-16 fighters. The F-35 is a dream to fly. It is the easiest airplane to fly. I can now focus on employment and winning the battle at hand as opposed to looking at disparate information and trying to handle the airplane, Canterbury told Scout Warrior. Canterbury was referring to an often discussed technological advance with the F-35 called sensor fusion, a system which places radar, targeting, navigation and altitude information on a single integrated screen for pilots to view. As a result, pilots can rely upon computer algorithms to see a fused picture of their battle space and no longer need to look at different screens for targeting coordinates, airspeed, mapping and terrain information, sensor feeds or incoming data from the radar warning receiver. The F-35's electro-optical targeting system, or EOTS, combines forward-looking infrared and infrared search and track sensor technology for pilots, allowing them to find and track targets before attacking with laser and GPS guided precision weapons. I can turn my head and look left or right. There is an aiming cross on my helmet, an aiming symbology that tells me how to get there. The system will swivel over to the point on the ground I have designated, Canterbury described. The EOT system is engineered to work in tandem with a technology called the Distributed Aperture System, or DAS, a collection of 6 cameras strategically mounted around the aircraft to give the pilot a 360-degree view. I can look through the airplane and see the ground below me. I can look directly below me without having to obscure my vision, Canterbury said. The DAS includes precision tracking, fire control capabilities and the ability to warn the pilot of an approaching threat or missile. The next increment, Block 3I, will increase the combat capability even further, and Block 3F will bring a vastly increased ability to suppress enemy air defenses. The Air Force plans to reach operational status with software Block 3I this year. Full operational capability will come with Block 3F, service officials said. Block 3F will increase the weapons delivery capacity of the JSF as well, giving it the ability to drop a small-diameter bomb, 500-pound JDAM and AIM-9X short-range air-to-air missile, Air Force officials said. Canterbury also talked about how Air Force engineers and experts were making progress building a computer library in the aircraft called the Mission Data Files. Experts are working feverishly to catalog all of the threats we might face, he said. Described as the brains of the airplane, the mission data files are extensive onboard data systems compiling information on geography, airspace and potential threats in known areas of the world where the F-35 might be expected to perform combat operations, he explained. Consisting of hardware and software, the mission data files are essentially a database of known threats and friendly aircraft in specific parts of the world. The files are being worked on at Reprogramming Laboratory at Eglin Air Force Base, Flum, Air Force officials have said. The mission data packages are loaded with a wide range of information to include commercial airliner information and specifics on Russian and Chinese fighter jets. For example, the mission data system would enable a pilot to quickly identify a Russian MiG-29 if it were detected by the F-35 sensors. The mission data files are being engineered to accommodate new threat and intelligence information as it emerges. For instance, the system might one day have all the details on a Chinese J-20 stealth fighter or Russian T-50 PAC-4 stealth aircraft. The first operational F-35A fighters have already been delivered to Hill Air Force Base in Utah, and Air Force leaders say the service has launched some small mini-deployments within the U.S. to prepare the platform for deployment. The F-35 is also engineered with an active electronically scanned array radar which is able to track a host of electromagnetic signals, including returns from synthetic aperture radar, or SAR. This paints a picture of the contours of the ground or surrounding terrain and, along with Ground Moving Target Indicator, or GMTI, locates something on the move on the ground and airborne objects or threats. The F-35 software packages are being developed in increments. The Marine Corps declared their short takeoff and vertical landing F-35B with software increment or Drop 2B Block 2B builds upon the enhanced simulated weapons, data link capabilities and early fuse sensor integration of the earlier Block 2A software. Drop Block 2B enables the JSF to provide basic close air support and fire an abram, Advanced Medium Range Air-to-Air Missile, JDADM, Joint Direct Attack Munition, or GBU-12, laser-guided aerial bomb. JSF program officials have said apart from its individual technologies, weapons, sensors and systems, the F-35 is perhaps best appreciated for its multi-role capabilities, meaning it can perform a wide range of different missions from close air support and air-to-ground attack to air-to-air engagements and intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, or ISR. The aircraft's sensor technologies allow the platform to perform a much greater ISR function than previous aircraft can, giving it a drone-like ability to gather and disseminate surveillance information. As part of this, the F-35 can also use a specially engineered data link to communicate in real time with other F-35s and other aircraft and fighter jets. With the data link's network interoperability, we can talk to each other and talk to fourth-generation aircraft as well, Canterbury explained. The F-35A can function as a reconnaissance aircraft, air-to-air fighter, air-to-ground fighter or stealth aircraft engineered to evade enemy air defenses, Canterbury explained. While stealth is important in the early phases of warfare to knock out integrated air defenses and allow fourth-generation fighters to fly in, we don't need stealth all the time, Canterbury said. I can use my stealth and electronic attack to see an adversary well before he sees me. For instance, the F-35A is well suited to loiter over an area and provide fire support to units on the ground in a close-in fight. In order to execute these kinds of missions, the F-35 will have a 25mm Gatling gun mounted on top of the aircraft, operational by 2017. The F-35 has 11 weapon stations, which include 7 external weapon stations for bombs or fuel. If we don't need stealth, I can load this up with weapons and be a bomb truck, Canterbury explained. For instance, the F-35 F-35A is well suited to loiter over an area and provide fire support to units on the ground in a close-in fight in order to execute these kinds of missions. The F-35 will have a 25mm Gatling gun mounted on top of the aircraft, operational by 2017. The F-35 has 11 weapon stations, which include 7 external weapon stations for bombs or fuel. If we don't need stealth, I can load this up with weapons and be a bomb truck, Canterbury explained.